First, right here at 5 o'clock, police arrest a man who they say sexually assaulted women in Louisville today in the downtown area. Two of the attacks happened this morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shay McAllister.
And I'm Doug Profit. It was a tense few minutes this afternoon. LMPD putting out a rare public warning during their search to find him. 45 minutes later, they caught him. And here he is, 38-year-old Daryl Oliver. He's in jail in Jeffersonville, where he was arrested on other charges. WHAS11's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Emma Gefter detail where this all happened.
Just within 45 minutes, LMPD put out an unusual and rare duty to warn alert on a man sexually assaulting women downtown. LMPD shared this image with us of the alleged suspect entering U of L Health Jewish Hospital. They withdrew the warning after the alleged suspect was arrested on the other side of the Ohio River in Jeffersonville, Indiana, for other offenses. Here is Daryl Oliver's mugshot, released just hours ago. We spoke with some bystanders near the hospital about the arrest.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. That's what he needs to be, off the streets.
It's not the best side of town, but it's not, I don't think it's that bad. But I mean, I guess that kind of stuff can happen anywhere.
U of L Health gave this image to LMPD and wants to stress that the assaults did not happen on their campus. The people we spoke to say they did not hear about the warning. We asked if they feel safe downtown.
You never know, people walking around, what they're doing and what they're up to. You just can't trust nobody anymore.
It's not the best side of town, but it's not, I don't think it's that bad. But I mean, I guess that kind of stuff can happen anywhere.
Police say they increased patrol in the medical district during their search. We got here just minutes after the warning was sent out, but did not see any patrol cars. LMPD did say they also stationed undercover units. We have seen hospital security out and about on the sidewalks, making sure things are safe. And U of L Health wants to stress again that the assaults did not happen on their campus. They just provided the image to LMPD. And the alleged suspect was arrested in Jeffersonville, Indiana, and will be extradited back to Louisville. Reporting in downtown, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 on your side.
Well, after that arrest, and we learned about it, we talked with Louisville Metro Police about the arrest that happened in Jeffersonville. They told us that before he can be returned to Louisville, Oliver will first have to answer the charges he's facing in Jeffersonville. Authorities there did not respond to our requests for information about those specific charges.
All week long, we have been counting down the days, minutes, seconds until this cool front will move through, and here we are.
You've heard us talking about those 40s. Well, they are coming. That's cloudy sky out there, Ben, sort of trying to get the sun back out, but it's dropped some rain. I noticed some streets in downtown Louisville are wet.
Yeah, we have two equally good things. So it's like, which one should I start with? We're going to start with the temperatures this time around for this weather segment, but you can see just north of that cold front, what a big drop in temperatures. We're at 88 in Louisville, but down to 72 in Indianapolis. So 16 degrees colder there, and then down to the 60s up in northern Indiana and up towards Lake Michigan. So that cold front doing its job, but it's also popping up some much needed rainfall in some spots. Now, like I said, over the last several days, this is going to be spotty, just kind of hit or miss. Right now, we're missing it in Louisville, but we did have a few showers pass through earlier. Right now, some of the heaviest pockets of rain moving into Nelson County. So Bardstown, good for you guys getting in on some of that rain. Maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but severe weather not expected with any of this. Then we have some scattered rain showers moving over the Ohio River, getting closer to Brandenburg and moving towards Corden as well in southern Harrison County in Indiana. And also in Indiana, you've got this batch of rain, this kind of broken line here from near Pekin and Salem over towards Henryville, just south of Scottsburg, and crossing through towards Hanover, Madison, and into our Kentucky spots too there in Trimble County and around Carroll County as well. That's about all the rain that we have right now, and you can see it will be kind of scattered about over the next several hours, starting to move off to the southeast after sunset. Next up, cooling down tonight, clear and cool, lows in the 50s and highs in the lower 70s with that sunshine for tomorrow. The next weather pattern is going to be a long-lasting, dry and sunny pattern. I'll show you if and when we'll see any rainfall next coming up.
Ben, thank you. More of our top stories at 5. 2 people are recovering from gunshot wounds after officials say a fight on a Jefferson County school bus spilled out into a neighborhood.
Witnesses describe more than a dozen students involved in the altercation. Tonight, police confirm it's one of the kids' moms charged in the shooting.
Isaiah Kim Martinez and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie are talking to one of the victims who wants the schools and parents to take action.
The disturbing scene that played out here in this neighborhood has brought some of Louisville's major issues right to the forefront. The fights on JCPS buses and fears from families of what they can lead to.
There's 20 juveniles are outside causing trouble.
It was chaos, but to see kids of that age be so angry and so happy for the violence, it startled me. It's something that I'm not used to seeing.
Lifelong Louisvillian Stephanie Baker's arm is in a sling post-surgery after both she and her son were shot at her parents' home just a week
going
ago.
in this way, and they both came out that way.
Officials say the violence stemmed from a fight on a JCPS school bus, spilling out onto Roswell Avenue. Witnesses describe more than a dozen students involved, with tempers flaring.
The mindset was not to resolve an issue, it was to be aggressive. It was to take it to another level.
LMPD arresting 30-year-old Shaquila Sadler, who police now confirm is the mother of one of the Hudson Middle School students involved in the chaos.
And the suspect ran down the alley.
In a letter to families, the school's principal says during the fight, students jumped out of the bus's back emergency door and ran to a nearby home. It was Baker's parents' house. Both in their 70s, they saw a boy hurt.
Where he was just in tears, he was bloodied, and so they knew they needed to protect him.
She tells me the violence escalated. Violence she says her family had no intention of being caught up in.
Them take a stick and hit my mom with the stick.
Baker and her son are expected to make a full recovery.
Mentally, it's gonna come to me. It's gonna hit me later. I know that I almost died, or my son could have died, or my parents could have died. I don't like that.
But she, like other families, worry about the direction of Louisville's youth.
And I think we reinforce bad behaviors.
And are calling for both JCPS and parents to take more accountability. Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS11 on your side.
Now, Baker's family says they've sent video evidence of that fight found on social media to police detectives. The shooting suspect is charged now with assault. Well, JCPS police have found a student was behind threatening messages, a message at Marion C. Moore School. That's on the outer loop. JCPS says it's increased building security. They did so at the school today as police investigated the social media threat, which was made overnight last night. Moore's principal said additional officers were at that school today to determine if the threat was credible. In a letter sent home just this afternoon, JCPS police found that it was a student who made the threat, and the student's going to be charged. The principal is asking parents to use this as an opportunity to have a conversation with students about what they post online.
U.S. Marshals in Mississippi made a big arrest in a Louisville homicide case. The suspect, accused in a triple shooting from July, is now awaiting extradition. Federal agents arrested Desmond Shaw last week in Coffeyville, Mississippi. He's accused of shooting 3 people in Old Louisville in July. The 2 women survived their injuries. A third person, Jaron Starling, was killed in that shooting. Shaw is now facing multiple charges, including murder and 2 counts of assault. And police make another arrest in their street racing investigation from Labor Day weekend. Police say 24-year-old Galber Castro was caught on several cameras jumping on a police car. You see him right here. Detectives credit your tips in identifying Castro. He's charged with felony criminal mischief and rioting. Police say they expect to make more arrests in this case and seize more cars.
And now the teenage suspect accused of killing 2 teachers and 2 other students at that Georgia high school outside Atlanta made his first court appearance today along with his father. Investigators say his dad bought the AR-style rifle for his son that was later used in that shooting. As ABC's Morgan Norwood tells us here tonight, there are now questions about possible missed warning signs.
The father and son charged in connection to Wednesday's deadly mass shooting at Appalachia High School, making their first appearances separately, but in the same courtroom. 14-year-old Colt Gray, first to go before a judge, charged as an adult in the rampage that killed 2 of his peers and 2 teachers. The DA warning more charges are on the way.
When he was taken into custody on Wednesday, we did not have the identities or the conditions of the other victims. So we were not able to charge on those offenses. So when the evidence comes in and they've been able a chance to heal physically, emotionally, and spiritually, we will get with them, and there will be additional charges that address the other victims in the case.
Colt's father, Colin, facing the same judge less than an hour later. According to sources, investigators believe he gifted Colt the AR-style rifle that was later used in the shooting. Gray seen rocking back and forth in his chair throughout the hearing. According to sources familiar with the investigation, Colt Gray had an apparent affinity for mass shooters. Authorities combing through concerning social media posts believed to be from Colt, including one threat to shoot up a middle school. The concern of missed warning signs comes as Colt's aunt tells the Washington Post the teen struggled with his mental health.
So she said that her nephew had made it clear to people around him, adults in his life, that he was suffering from severe mental health issues.
As authorities work to determine a possible motive in the massacre, the community grieving the loss of Mason Schermerhorn and Christian Angulo, both 14 years old, along with teachers Christina Ermery and Richard Aspinwall.
And both Colin and Colt Gray are being held without bond and are due back in court December 4th. Now, if convicted, they could spend the rest of their lives behind bars. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
This week's shooting is drawing attention to the school's use of a panic button system that alerted police directly to the threat. That same system, by the way, you may want to know, is being used here in Kentucky at the moment. Meade County schools were the first to issue the safety badges to the staff back in February. Since then, the 6 other districts have followed. They include Henderson County and Campbellsville Independent School District. Here's how it works. Teachers wear these badges with 2 alerts available, one to notify administrators of incidents like student fights and medical emergencies. The second issues a campus-wide lockdown alert for extreme situations that also notifies 911 dispatch. Police in Georgia say this system, no doubt, saved countless lives.